Hey there, Jim Johnson from accenthelp here, and I want to talk about trilling different sounds. Okay? So this is the consonant chart from the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, and on it there are three different trill symbols. So one of them is at the lips. It's the bilabial one, and it's a small capital B, and this would be brrr. Now, if you struggle to do that one, it's primarily going to be helpful for you if you go up in pitch. You're going to be more likely to do it when you go up in pitch. The lower that you go, the more that your lips slow down because they're actually doing the same thing your vocal folds are doing. There will be a point where they kind of crap out and they can't really do that trill anymore. So going up in pitch is probably going to be one of the helpful things for being able to do that one. There are two other ones that have some similar issues. And believe it or not, this one may be the slightly easier one. Now I know that looks like a regular R, but when we get to narrow transcription, that is actually the trilled R that's at the front. It's at the alveolar or the alveolar ridge, the gum ridge right behind your upper teeth. This would be the one that you might think of as a Scottish sort of sound. You might also think of it, if you unvoice it, as a cat purring. Right? This is also the kind of thing that is in Spanish, for example. This is the word for dog. When it's a double R, that would be perro, perro, where you're doing it kind of quickly, as opposed to a tapped R, which would be pero, meaning but. However, but, that's a perro, pero. That's like a single trill. So this is something you probably already do. So you could just do that single, say, pero, geppetto. This is something that Americans and many others do for a T or a D between vowels. Pero, pero. And now hang out there. It's all about figuring out the degree of tension and release. So you're trying to hold it there. So going to a cat purring sometimes helps. If you've ever done that sound, that's that same thing. Start with it unvoiced and then add voicing. And that may help you to be able to get there. There's another secret I'm going to show you that relates to the next one we're going to do as well, which is this one that is a small capital R. Now this is the trill that is considered a uvular trill. Your uvula is the dangly thing at the back of your mouth, at the furthest back part of your soft palate, your velum. And that thing that, you've seen cartoon characters kind of wiggle it around when they yell, right? That's your uvula. And that one is the one you might think of as the French, or maybe even more so the German kind of sound. Raust. It's like gargling. So if you try to gargle and even go unvoiced, and oftentimes when people gargle, or I'd say probably all the time, people's heads are in this position. So literally, you could try this with some liquid in your mouth and see if you can find it there. Either voiced or unvoiced. Now, even if you don't have liquid, just try it with your head opened up and back. Go. You might also think of this as a growl. Or you might have done either that one or the next one, or even the lip one for a boat. Or a car. Or a machine gun. Depending on how you played around with that as a child, or maybe that's just me. No, I think it's more than just me. This same thing about tilting the head up and back oftentimes helps people to do this. They start to really find that degree of tension and release by going. I find that a good half of the people who struggle to do this, when they bring their head into this position, can suddenly do it. So those are the three different trills that exist in the phonetic alphabet. You could do other ones as well. You could do someone, But that gets a little awkward. I think it's really problematic, which is why it's not in any languages. So there could be some other trills, but these are the ones that are used in languages and may come up in certain accents. I will say especially these, although oftentimes when you're looking at an ESL accent, they don't go all the way to those, but that's for another episode. For information about learning accents, check out accenthelp.com.